there's a real war on women, and it's led by feminists. Feminists who criticize women for being full-time moms. When Mitt Romney ran for president, a Democratic strategist said this about Ann Romney.
His wife has actually never worked a day in her life. She's never really dealt with the kinds of economic issues that a majority of the women in this country are facing.
Now, she was rich, but she did raise 5 kids, and she does significant charity work, all despite having multiple sclerosis. But the attitude of some feminists is the only fulfilling role for a woman is full-time work, and also pursuing sex like men often do. That's the real war on women, says newspaper columnist Naomi Schaefer Riley. Really?
The sex issue is one that sort of goes under the radar a lot. But as you know, in college these days, gender is a social construct. There are no differences between men and women. And so women should pursue sex, casual sex, early and often, just like men do. And their attitudes about it should be the same.
And what's wrong with that? That freed women up. And when the sexual revolution started, when I was a young man, I thought that was a great idea.
Well, right. You're a man. No, obviously, I think that the sexual revolution and what really propelled it, the birth control pill, have had enormous benefits for women. We can have sex now without getting pregnant. However, it turns out that what women are looking for in a relationship is just not what men are looking for. You know, most studies show that when women are looking for a relationship, they want commitment. They want men to woo them, if you will. They are looking for, they consider
more than casual
sex.
Yes,
in fact, they find sex more fulfilling inside of a committed relationship than outside of one.
This clip from a Texas think tank called The Economics of Sex illustrates your view.
So how much does sex cost for men?
It might cost them nothing but a few drinks and compliments. Or a month of dates and respectful attention. Or all the way up to a lifetime promise to share all of his affections, wealth, and earnings with her exclusively.
In the past, it really wasn't the patriarchy that policed women's relational interests. It was women. But this agreement, this unspoken pact to set a high market value of sex, has all but vanished.
And you want to go back to before the sexual revolution?
I think what I would like to point out is that there are trade-offs. It used to be that before the sexual revolution, men actually had to exhibit some kind of commitment before they got sex out of women. What has happened is the price of sex has been driven down. So in order to...
So women should demand more gifts and...
Well,
engagement rings?
I don't think gifts is the point. I think commitment is the point. Women who have casual sex, or women who start having sex, you know, very early in their teens, for instance, actually have huge emotional scars from that. You know, they're more likely to be depressed. If feminists were really concerned about women's happiness, they would think more seriously about the issue of trying to portray casual sex as something that we should all embrace and that we all have the same interests in. Ultimately, women were the people in society who said, look, we need to have commitment in order for this whole civilization thing to work out. And now the bottom line is you have women who, you know, not only are encouraged to have casual sex. I mean, if you read these stories about what goes on college campuses, women literally, a lot of them have to get drunk in order to participate in casual sex. They think it's a bad idea. It's like, oh, I better get drunk before I go skydiving because I know it's a bad idea, but it'll be better if I'm just not aware of the whole thing.
You say women should have an OPEC of sex?
Well, I mean, the logical sort of conclusion...
OPEC is the oil cartel,
right?
The Middle East.
It's the idea that you could have sort of collusion. See, what's happening is that other women are driving down the price of sex. So, you know, if the woman next to you is willing to go to bed with a guy just after one drink, and you're sitting there saying, oh, well, I want commitment, you know, you're going to lose.
Women should get together.
Right. The women could get together and say, look, we've decided to raise our prices.